let's talk about Manchester United then, because that's the big game coming up on Sunday. It's a game I look forward to more than ever nowadays, I think. Obviously, always used to dread them against Man United when they were at their peak and Liverpool were down in mid-table at the worst. First of all, how much are you looking forward to it, and the form of the two sides? How much are the Liverpool players, Mo Salah in particular, going to be looking forward to it?
Yeah, I think they should be. I mean, as much as Manchester United are really struggling this season, this is always a big game, isn't it? The atmosphere is going to be big at Anfield. You would always expect that. And the fact is, the gap is so big now, but it's been the other way around for much of my life, certainly. So, I think Liverpool should relish these opportunities to kind of put the foot on Manchester United's throat and kind of make a point. And, the fact is, this is a side that's really struggling low on confidence. And Liverpool should be going into this thinking that not just a game that they can win, but a game that they can win handily. So, I think there'll be real excitement among the squad about that, the opportunity to do that, but also fans as well, because they suffered enough at the hands of Manchester United down the years. So, I think you kind of don't want to set yourself up for a fall in saying that this is one that Liverpool should win comfortably, but the fact is they should. United have. They've seen no real uplift from the new manager. They've got players playing in a system that doesn't seem to suit them. I think their summer's business was bad, adding to an already bad squad. There's just not a lot there to kind of suggest that they could come to Anfield and get a result, really, barring some incredible luck. So, feeling very confident, really, about Liverpool's chances in this one. And, a good way to kind of restart after a week's break that they've had.
Yeah, the form of the two sides could barely be more contrasting, really. Liverpool, 14 goals in the last 3 games. They've really found their shooting boots even more so. I think it's only one of their last 14 or 15 games in all competitions they've scored at least 2 goals. So absolutely flying in front of goal, unbeaten in 23, won their last 4. United have lost their last 4. They're down in 14th in the table. Their own new manager is talking up the possibility of relegation this season, which is crazy to think about United. It's just I don't know if the gap between the two teams has ever been quite this big, certainly in the Premier League era, even accounting for when it was the other way around as well. So it was quite surprising when I looked at their recent head-to-head, even though obviously I know all the games and I watched all the games, but to see it was evenly spread over the last 6, 2 wins apiece and 2 draws. But then one of those was the 7-0 Liverpool win. Liverpool won 3-0 at Anfield at Old Trafford earlier this season. I've won 5-0 and 4-0 in other games there. Yeah, as you said, this feels like a game they could feel their boots in, and feels like one you can really sort of go and do some damage to your big rivals in.
Yeah, and I think the Anfield factor is massive as well, because you can't forget the 2 results last season in the FA Cup, that defeat that Liverpool suffered, and also obviously the draw in the league as well. And Liverpool, they just weren't good enough in those games in comparison to what they were across the remainder of that, or the rest of that season, really. They just didn't show the best version of themselves. So it just show that, when United are up for it, and the gap can be closed on the pitch, and that sometimes, a team can put in a good kind of counter-attacking performance against you. So Liverpool got to kind of be wary of that. But of course, as I say, those games came at Old Trafford. And I think if you throw in the fact that this is at Anfield, and Liverpool have got the Old Trafford game out of the way, I think they should just be fully confident, really, of taking Manchester United apart, because, with the fans behind them, the gap between these two sides is too big for them to kind of close it up. And as I say, I just think it would take a huge slice of luck, really, for Manchester United to get anything.
Yeah, and I mentioned Salah in particular should be licking his lips. He's got 20 goal involvements in his last 10 games against United. So he's averaging 2 a game against United over the last 4 years or so. So if you play fantasy football and he's in your team, captain him, triple captain him maybe for this game week, because he loves playing against United. I remember doing features on it after his first maybe 4 or 5 games, and he didn't have a goal involvement. But since then, he has absolutely flown against them and just seems to do damage against them every single time. I think it's probably the fixture he looks forward to most. Is it still the fixture when it comes out that you look at and say, okay, that's the first one you look for, the one you look forward to the most as well, even though United have dropped off, even though it hasn't really been, maybe 2009 aside, a genuine title battle? Is it still the first one you go to?
Yeah, for me, it's still the biggest fixture in the Premier League. I mean, it's the 2 biggest clubs going head to head, isn't it? The 2 biggest kind of supporter bases as well. And yeah, no matter what kind of, we did see that last season, is that no matter kind of where the level's at, United were still able to pull out a result at Old Trafford. Liverpool used to do that so many times to Fergie's teams in the at Anfield, even when they were terrible. So it's still a big fixture. There's still the opportunity for upsets in it, and it's still kind of that magic. But as I say, I don't feel that there's any threat of that really happening at Anfield at the weekend. But it's still one to look forward to on that basis, really, because as I say, Liverpool should want to kind of beat United as heavily as they possibly can in these moments and really make the most of it. So yeah, it's for me, it's the biggest game in the Premier League, and yeah, always do look forward to going to these ones.
And it will be the halfway point of Liverpool's season after that game. I mean, this is probably the easiest answer you'll ever give, but how do you rate Liverpool's first half of the season?
Yeah, pretty good, I think. Not too bad. I mean, it was so much better than I expected as well, in terms of, obviously, I didn't think Liverpool would be scrapping for top four or anything like that, but I thought, you know what Manchester City generally have been, that Arsenal have been building to this season. I kind of just thought those two would be stronger, but Liverpool would be a comfortable kind of third, and then, see how they can get on in the cup competition. So to have this big of a lead, and one defeat in 27 games under Arne Slot so far, is absolutely ludicrous, really. And the fact is, you don't feel that this has been flukish. It's not been kind of a series of late winners or, been involved in end-to-end games. You've just controlled the majority of the games. If you have one criticism of them, it's that they maybe didn't, pile on the goals, but they've even started to do that now. So for me, they just look comfortably the best team in England and arguably the best team in Europe. I mean, the Champions League table shows that as well. So, the fact that they changed manager and you expect some level of disruption there, and they didn't do too much to the squad either. And, you even looked at holding midfield and thought that would be an issue again this season. And yet they've put someone who was already in the squad to do that role. And he's been phenomenal. It's been, just a relentless list of positives, really, and so much better than I could have expected. And really excited about what that means for the second half of the season, because I guess they're still adapting to this new manager up to this point now. And so, maybe this is the point where we really start to see them kick on. And if there's an ability to kick on from one defeat so far, then that's kind of quite a frightening thought for Liverpool's title rivals, really, and rivals in the Champions League as well. It's been a phenomenal start, and really excited to see what comes next.
Yeah, I think I'm right in saying Arne Slot across the whole of 2024, before he joined Liverpool as well, only lost one game throughout that whole calendar year. So fingers crossed that 2025 is equally as successful for him. But unbelievable first half of the season, unbelievable first half season as Liverpool manager for him.